The following is a production of cprundown.com. The views and opinions expressed by the hosts of this podcast are those of the individual and not of any affiliated companies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast covering the Six Flags Entertainment Corporation, the amusement industry, and everything to do with fun. Here are your hosts, Carson Anderson, Evan Schultz, and Kyle Hu.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast where we cover the Six Flags Entertainment Corporation, Cedar Point, and everything to do with fun.
And we're back. Yeah, we're back again, baby. We're back. I think we're
we're on every other week. Two straight shows with all three of us.
right. Yeah. I was gonna say I think we were gonna not record this week, but then there's just been a lot of news coming out and stuff and everything. So yeah.
We have news in the middle of March.
Tonight, if it hadn't have rained, I was gonna bail.
He was gonna quote unquote be sick, but you know.
Yeah, be sick and I have a velocity coaster.
Sick a lot lately, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Evan, feel free to kick off the news that we were going to record, I think, last week, and then it literally dropped like that Thursday. I think Thursday morning. Last Thursday morning, and I feel like it was just too. I wanted to get more details, and hopefully you'll share a little bit more of the details that. I think I can't remember that CEO or whatever was actually interviewed and talked a little bit about what was going to happen with the Six Flags St. Louis or something.
Yeah, I gotta find that actual interview, but so
Six Flags doesn't have 42 parks anymore, or they won't have 42 parks.
Their biggest selling point. If you haven't heard, which I mean. Shame on us. We're a week behind, so I'm sure you've heard, but you know, it is what it is. If you haven't heard, I was about to just go right into Enchanted Parks. Six Flags Entertainment Corporation. I guess this was rumored for a while. There was this name Enchanted Parks came out of nowhere at some point, and I don't know. There's people reading all the tea leaves. There's an Instagram account following certain parks, and there was a trademarks filed, I think, for like, I don't know, was it like Enchanted Worlds of Fun or something? I don't remember.
Yeah, there were some things going on. I think around December, maybe early January or something like that.
Well,
we didn't talk about
honestly,
it. But, yeah.
Gave zero stock to it. I really thought it was either somebody screwing around or just like me at most a branch of Six Flags, and it would be like, I don't know, it's like the parks, like some of the Disney parks in like Japan, they're Disney, but like they're not. There's some like agreement there. No, this is just a straight up sale of certain parks to Enchanted Parks. And I'm just going to read from Enchanted Parks website, which, guys, they're using AI for their logos, but it's fine. Anyways, Enchanted Parks, in partnership with EPR Properties, signs definitive agreement to acquire 6 regional amusement parks, reinforcing commitment to local communities. So the article is based out of Windermere, Florida. I don't know if that's anywhere near you, Kyle.
So can I jump in really quick?
Yeah,
of course.
So the address on that, their quote unquote corporate headquarters, is a PO box inside of a UPS store in a Publix shopping plaza.
Oh,
so basically, this whole corporation's work from home.
This whole corporation works from a UPS store. From a PO box.
Okay, well, that's making me feel. That's giving me all kinds of warm and fuzzies about this company.
like not even kidding you. I like someone posted it on Twitter last week, and I was like, no way. And then I was over in that area, and I was like, I'm gonna verify. It's true.
Is there just like a little like sticker in the window?
I was gonna say, is there a sign or anything, or
no, nothing. It's just a UPS store that has PO boxes in it.
God.
I wonder if it's like That's weird. I mean, yeah, it's probably just work at home kind of thing, and maybe that's where you can send your complaints,
That is
the
where
letters or something. I don't know.
that is where the check for the $331 million is going to be picked up from for Six Flags. So that's, yeah, like I said, so many warm and fuzzies happening here. But that being said, so wait, is Windermere, Florida close to you, Kyle? Is it like Orlando-ish?
Yeah, it's 10 minutes up the road. It's
Oh my
Winter
God.
Garden.
Well,
Nice.
maybe you could swindle an enchanted pass out of them at some point then,
Yeah.
when you visit that PO box again.
I think they own a couple of like family fun centers in Florida. I think the only one I've been to that they own is the Daytona Lagoon in Daytona Beach, which is a water park that also has like an arcade and a go-kart track. But yeah,
Never heard
we'll
of
see.
it, but okay. That's definitely somebody I want running Valley Fair.
The only reason I know of it is because I've done freelance work there before.
Ah, okay.
Interesting.
Well, that all being said, March 5th, as you said, Karsten, which was a week ago as we record, Enchanted Parks, a leading owner and operator in the entertainment and leisure industry, which I'm going to back leading owner. Okay. Announced today that it's partnered with EPR Properties, which their stock ticker is EPR, a leading diversified experiential real estate investment trust specializing in select enduring experiential properties to acquire 6 established regional parks from Six Flags Entertainment Corporation as part of a transaction expected to close in March, subject to customary approvals. The transaction brings together a growing collection of long-standing community attractions under the Enchanted Parks brand, with a clear commitment to preserving each park's unique identity, supporting employees, and focusing on the guest experience for local families and businesses. Post-transaction, destinations operated by Enchanted Parks will include Worlds of Fun in Kansas City, Missouri, which they actually have a campground, which I didn't realize. Valley Fair in Shakopee, Minnesota, or Shakopee, or I don't know. Six Flags St. Louis in Eureka, Missouri. Schlitterbahn Water Park, Galveston in Galveston, Texas, which I still forgot that Cedar Fair bought Schlitterbahns. But Michigan's Adventure in Muskegon, Michigan. Six Flags Great Escape in Queensbury, New York. Water Safari Resort in Old Forge, New York. Oh, okay. These aren't those are the parks they already own. And then Diggerland USA Amusement and Water Park in West Berlin, New Jersey. Each of these parks represents decades of tradition and multi-generational memories. Enchanted Parks' approach centers on thoughtful stewardship, protecting what guests already love, while enhancing the overall experience through strategic reinvestment, operational excellence, and a long-term vision for sustainable growth. Enchanted Parks is focusing on delivering a seamless transition for employees, guests, and local communities, and will prioritize supporting its new team members through training, resources, and growth opportunities, preserving the continuity of the guest experience while implementing targeted enhancements that meet guest expectations, maintaining clear, proactive communications with employees, guests, and local communities throughout the transition process. Our team has spent decades operating parks like these, said CEO James Hari. It's Harhi. We understand how much they mean to their communities, their employees, and the families who visit year after year. Our responsibility is to operate them safely, keep them clean and welcoming, and ensure they continue to deliver the fun experiences guests expect. Enchanted Parks operating philosophy centers on 3 core commitments: safety first, maintaining rigorous standards for ride operations, maintenance, and guest well-being; clean, comfortable environments, ensuring parks are places where guests can relax and enjoy with confidence; memorable fun for all ages, delivering experiences that bring families and friends together. Francine Gonzalez, Chief Operating Officer of Enchanted Parks, added, "These parks already have talented, dedicated teams in place. Our focus is to continue to support these employees, listen to their expertise, and give them the tools and resources to succeed. When team members feel supported, guests feel the difference immediately. For guests, the company emphasized continuity and reassurance. Families will continue to see the parks they know and love, the rides, the seasonal events, and the people who make each visit special," Hari said. "Behind the scenes, our experienced team will be focusing on making every visit safer, smoother, and more enjoyable." And not in that article, but I think it was probably in the article Six Flags posted. They mentioned kind of about the season passes and what's going to happen there. All of our season passes and admissions still are good, valid for this year. They did say that the drink plan, meal plan, photo fun picks, fast lanes might be a little. We'll find out more later, kind of thing. Which sounds like they're probably not going to be offered, but don't quote me on that. We'll kind of wait and see. But at the very least, obviously our whatchamacallit, our prestige passes and our gold pass regional passes are going to be good there this year. And then come 2027, it's off they go, off into the sunset.
Who had?
But not actually. They're not closing. They're staying open.
I was gonna say that they definitely got crazy good deal on all those parks for 331.
What was the actual number? 331 million?
I think 331 million for all those parks, and it's crazy because like I don't have the figures on me, but I know Cedar Fair, when they bought Schlitterbahn parks, I think they paid like, I don't know, $500-600 million for those parks.
Land under California's Great America was worth like $300 million.
Yeah, so they got all those parks for that stuff and everything. Evan, do you want to pull up that article that that CEO was talking a little bit about?
Where they talk about
Six Flags
St. Louis is going to be the crown jewel and stuff.
Pretty much, yeah. And yeah. But I mean, I'm excited to see what these parks are going to turn into, because I know that, you know, when Cedar Fair owned them, and also when Six Flags owned them, you know, separately from Cedar Fair, it seemed like these parks were kind of like the ones that, like, they would always be the running joke of like, oh, well, I guess we're going to send that coaster to Michigan's Adventure or, right. You know, I mean, so now that joke's gone. Like, I feel like I had a week to think about this. I feel like Six Flags is getting more serious and being like, okay, the funny jokes are over now of, oh yeah, let's just send that you know, no, like, we're getting serious, and we're going to start really, really hardcore investing into the parks that are currently there, you know, the Six Flags Magic Mountains and the Cedar Points and the Kings Islands and the Carowinds, and I mean, and the Six Flags Great Adventure. Holy crap, there's things of that coming, you know, down the road and stuff. And when we talk a little bit more about miscellaneous updates and stuff coming up here in just a few minutes, like, there's a lot of things that Six Flags is doing, and it's cool to see. They seem to be making almost like a little bit of not like an event or anything, but like they're being like, oh, hang on a second, we've got a new announcement coming. I know it's like small stuff, but at least they're getting like everybody kind of hyped up instead of just releasing their events list or their for like later on in like the summer or something like that, or there's also the I'm trying to think, where instead of like doing the events and stuff, like for instance, I want to say, and I don't remember what park it was, and Evan, you might remember, but there was some kind of event or something, and I think it was like, get to check out The Conjuring 6 months before.
Carowinds.
Okay,
they're doing a Scream Break event, right?
Yeah, so I mean, the haunted house is going to be open. I mean, that's cool, right? Like I don't know, why not, right? I mean, it's never been done before. Maybe it'll be a big attraction, and, you know, maybe start something new or something like that. But I don't know. I'm excited for what Six Flags is going to have in store. And Evan, did you find that?
It's behind a paywall, and I'm trying. It's really pissing me off. But
I think I sent screenshots of that in our group chat.
Yeah, but it's on my phone. Basically, now Google. We're so unprepared tonight.
Yeah, it's been a day. It's been a freaking day.
CEO interview. So basically, this interview was done for a St. Louis. What is it? St. Louis Post, I think.
Something like that.
And in said article, and I'm just quoting from people on Twitter now because
I've got it. I've got it up if you want me to. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's huge, but the new CEO said that they're going to be renaming Six Flags St. Louis to Mid America by Enchanted Parks. So that's a
which, if you don't know, Six Flags St. Louis used to be Six Flags over Mid America.
Yes. Yeah. So that's nice that it's paying, homage to, its, beginning of what it used to be and stuff. So, they also said that supposedly that the park, Enchanted Parks really pushed Six Flags to add that park, I guess, to the list, because in the beginning, according to this article, it wasn't currently on the list of parks that Six Flags was going to give up. But he fought really hard for Enchanted Parks because he wanted that park because he thinks that's got a crazy good potential. And like Evan said, he wants it to be the crown jewel of Enchanted Parks. He also said that there's going to be new attractions on a consistent basis, which that park hasn't seen a whole lot of new attractions in a lot of years. Same thing with, just off my head, it's just, Michigan's Adventure. I mean, they've got a lot of potential and they've got a lot of things like that. So, and then I'm trying to see, it just says that they're just going to try to inject life into all the parks and things like that. So not just Six Flags over St. Louis and everything. Like, they're going to continue to, inject new things, and they're also going to they're going to be doing all kinds of different things and getting everyone all excited. He did say something about how he was going to do like the season passes and tickets and things like that. He said, I believe he in the article that he quoted that he said that he didn't want anyone to have to take a loan out or break the bank or anything, something like that. So
I mean, he'd be really dumb to say, oh, you're used to spending $99 on a gold pass. Well, guess what? Your pass to Six Flags Great Escape is now $300.
Right.
Or I'm sorry, Enchanted Great Escape.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty excited about it. They did say something about how they were going to be looking at the rights to the park's DC comic rides, like Batman roller coaster and the Joker. But
St. Louis is going to be a weird dystopian world if they don't have to.
I was just saying, Six Flags owns they have a contract with, the DC Comics and Warner Brothers and things like that stuff. So it'll be interesting to see if they okay it, or if I don't know what the ramifications are on that, but
I don't know how that would play out, but I feel like they might do something like, okay, you could use them for 5 years, but at the end of that, figure something out.
Right. They might pay Six Flags, be like, hey, we'll give you,
so we don't have to pump all this money into retheming Batman the ride and
have it just be
League,
Bat.
Battle for Metropolis,
or just get rid of Bat and just have it be Man the Ride.
I was gonna say Man of the Bats. Yeah. Man of the Bats ride the.
Yeah. So I mean, it's good that the money's going towards the debt, kind of, sorta. I mean, $331 million isn't anything crazy. It's like maybe 25 cents, but yeah.
I don't think of this. I have a lot of thoughts on this, but to keep this episode in relative short, keep this from being a 3-hour long episode. I don't think this means anything for Six Flags, literally at all. It might allow, and Carson, you were alluding to this, it might allow Six Flags to focus on the parks that they care about. And I'm not trying to be mean to Valley Fair and Worlds of Fun and Six Flags St. Louis, but Six Flags didn't care about you. Cedar Fair didn't care about you. Yeah. They weren't going to care about you, more than likely, especially once they accumulated $5 billion in debt. Six Flags, St. Louis, and Worlds of Fun and Valley Fair, not Worlds of Fun because they just got Zambezi Zinger, but for the most part, those parks, they're used to just being the forgotten stepchild. Yeah. And I think Six Flags Entertainment Corporation was going to continue to do that. So, but for these parks now, to me, it's either let's throw a Hail Mary and see what Enchanted Parks does for us. Maybe if I'm Six Flags St. Louis, I'm hyped up because he's saying we're going to be the flagship, and maybe this company. I'd rather be one of the top tier parks of Enchanted Parks than the bottom of the barrel of Six Flags. Right. And looking at what just happened with Six Flags America and looking at what's going to happen to California's Great America, probably maybe even this year, I'd rather get out from underneath the cloud of Six Flags while I still can, because it might have been too late if this sale didn't go through for Great Escape or for Valley Fair. I don't know.
Right.
Now, as a Six Flags season pass holder, I'm bummed. As a Cedar Fair fan, I'm bummed that it's dead completely now, because Valley Fair isn't even part of Six Flags anymore, and that's part of the original name. And Six Flags St. Louis, I'm bummed, is not going to be Six Flags anymore, since that was the third one ever built.
Yeah.
But for the theme park landscape, I think this is a very good thing if Enchanted Parks is serious. Now, if they're just going to be another crappy theme park operator like Apex Parks was with Indiana Beach, and at the time Martin's Fantasy Island, now Niagara Amusement Park, that's not good.
Yeah. Although I do see a lot of good things for that, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see what comes about. And they have
done screw themselves with the sale. The $330 million in the grand scheme of things is nothing. Right. So it's not like they went into debt to do this.
And they also have like some park management underneath their belt. Like, they're so it's not, and also Evan, you can finally forget, LaRon exists, when we talk about Six Flags news, because
I forgot about him now. I literally forgot about him now. I'm thinking that there was only two OG Six Flags parks sold. No, LaRon was sold as well. Jesus. I'll say this: when we were doing Grinch and Santa, being sold to a random third party was not on my list for any of these parks. I think I would sooner joke that they were going to close than be sold to Enchanted Parks. But hey, I'm.
That was not on my
biggest
card.
worry for these parks. My biggest worry for these parks is the food service is going to go down the hill. I feel like that's something Cedar Fair and even Six Flags now worked really hard on, and I feel like a quote unquote no-name operator isn't going to put that same effort into food. But we'll see. All three of us will see. Maybe ish. We'll see a weird half version of Enchanted Parks when we're at Six Flags St. Louis and Worlds of Fun later on this summer.
Yeah.
Well, at Worlds of Enchanted Six Fun.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. It'll be real interesting.
I would agree. I would agree 100%. Because Boys Trip, we're going to be,
and then we're going to forget about Six Flags St. Louis and Worlds of Fun and just go to Silver Dollar City anyway. So it's okay. That's fine.
That is true. that is.
Anyways,
true.
What's happening in the parks that we still have?
Well, there's a lot going on, actually. There is a lot going on, and I'm just going to run through all this stuff really quickly. Nothing super crazy, but anyway, we were sent a lot of things from Tony, and I'm trying to pull that up, but unfortunately, my email is not wanting to pull up, which is great.
You would think that this is like our second episode.
Yeah, hang on. Well, I had it up and everything, and I don't know what happened, but my email crashed.
If you're listening to this podcast, you don't come here for professionalism.
Okay, so Tony sent out I got it on my phone, so I just whatever, computer's not wanting to work. Everything must ghoul as Kings Island announces online memorabilia auction. If anyone was a fan of, I know Kyle was a fan of the ride of Boo Blasters on Boo Hill, the dark ride that closed at Kings Island, you can go and purchase a bunch of stuff like signage, theme signage, directional characters, and all kinds of fun stuff. So if you are interested in that, I believe I've got a link on, because I posted that I think yesterday or the day before. You can go take a peek and go see if you want to win something, because the highest bidder chosen on Friday the 27th, and then the winners will be notified. So that's cool. I wished I didn't see any of the guns, the laser gun thingies.
I know. That's what I was wanting.
Because I was like, I'm kind of cool to have that.
That's the only thing not in there.
Maybe they're like, you know what, those we're gonna keep those for like spare parts, maybe for something. Oh, maybe they sent them to. Isn't there?
Yeah.
No, isn't there another one?
Well, there's the one at Carowinds was completely redone, so that doesn't count. But King's Dominion and Canada's Wonderland, they could probably use the blasters for spare parts.
Yeah. Maybe that's why there's no blasters available. By the way, I didn't say when the auction begins. It begins March 18th and it goes until March 27th. So, like I said, you can get a bunch of props that were used in the Boo Blasters ride.
I'm definitely going to take a look at it, see if there's anything that's kind of like forgotten about and sells cheap.
Right? I mean, if
small, definitely small. I can't put a whole set in my basement, but
yeah, right. But like, it's cool to have like just I don't know. I think it's cool to have like amusement park like signage and things like that if you're able to get a hold of that.
Well, both of you got coaster track pieces and stuff.
That is true. Yeah. I do want to say we're recording on a Thursday night. We were invited. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go to a like media preview of like construction tour of Phantom Theater opening Nightmare. Unfortunately, between Evan, I know you were working, Kyle, you're down in Florida, and obviously I couldn't get off for work or anything. We had to decline the invitation, unfortunately. Do shout out to thank you to Tony for it. Hopefully we'll be able to make, if they have a media day, we'll be able to make that. But they did announce that beginning April 18th, you'll be able to explore Phantom's Theater opening Nightmare, which is really exciting. I believe April 18th is opening day for Kings Island, so sounds like it's going to be quote unquote ready to go.
I'm shocked that it's going to be ready to go.
Yeah.
That's not a knock on Kings Island. It's just, man.
They closed it early though, so they got a good jump on that and everything. And it almost looks like, because I was looking at some of the photos that were coming out of that event today, and it almost looks like that the what is it? They're using the old ride cars that
they just retrofitted them.
Yeah. So I mean, that's saving a lot of money, which is really nice. And you don't have to worry about
time.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't have to wait for those to be shipped over.
Not a new ride system or anything. It's
so more on that when we find out more details, and hopefully
I'll tell you the pictures out of the event today. It looks great.
I don't know if you want to describe those, because I can't pull those up because my
I literally just saw him on Facebook. Hold on.
I was going to say there. I know that you could see like No Legs Larry. I know that obviously he
so
was there.
If they didn't show any of the actual ride, but like people were taking pictures of the queue line, and is it No Legs Larry?
Yes.
Is the
he's the usher.
Yeah, and he's at a snack bar in the queue line, and they have a big fake snack bar built up, and I can't think of the maestro. He's up in the balcony of the queue line looking down on everybody in line with his cat that I can't remember the name that they gave him. And then like the rest of you could tell it's the same building, right? But the rest of the queue line is it's really built up better, and it's prettier. It's not just that dark hallway isn't just a dark hallway anymore. And
the blaster guns are now the flashlights.
Flashlights. They're flashed. Yep. The cars are just purple. I didn't see if there was any new designs or anything on them. Probably doesn't really matter, but I don't know. It just looks brighter and more fun, and not as much.
It's nicely updated. It looks like they put some nice paint on there. And
they're using real animatronics. It's not just crappy static figures.
Right.
No shame to Sally Dark Rides for the original Boo Blasters, but it was tired. It was really tired. So
it's nice to see.
I'm really looking forward to this, and it's nice to see some real progress instead of just the concept art and very vague, not very detail specific videos that they're putting out, which I still appreciate, but really exciting, really exciting.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited about that. Another thing that we're just going to keep on rolling. Cedar Point sold out of all season Fastlane, completely sold out. I don't know if that was like, yeah, I don't know if that was I think it sold out in 2021. I think.
Maybe. I hope that means that they're selling less of them.
Right. Yeah.
Although Fastlane this year it actually worked. It seemed like this is the first year in quite some time that Fastlane wasn't oversold every single day.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So if you're, wanting to
buy
Fastlane,
that, you were dragging your feet, you're screwed.
Right. Yep. So yeah, unfortunately there's that. But then also I do want to talk a little bit about, there was Six Flags also talked a little bit about elevating the Fastlane experience and coming up with different technology for it. They have a Fastlane Reserve and also a Fastlane Ultimate. And the Fastlane, so like the technology, like the power, like, so now, and people were getting mad about this online and stuff, but I think this is going to be good in the long run.
I think so too.
Is you can pretty much do Fastlane Reserve and like the Fastlane Ultimate are available at these parks currently. Is Carowinds, King's Dominion, LaRon, Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, Six Flags Fiesta Texas, Six Flags Great Adventure, Six Flags Great America, Six Flags Magic Mountain, Six Flags New England, Six Flags over Georgia, Six Flags over Texas, and Six Flags St. Louis again.
Oops.
So Six Flags, the Fastlane Reserve digitally holds your spot in line while you wait virtually. Feel free, you can just walk around, do whatever you want to do, and so on and so forth.
Sounds like it's this. Your wait is equivalent to the current posted wait.
Yes, and then at your return time, you'll be able to join the Fastlane, and then not have to worry. And then the Fastlane Ultimate reduces the time about 90% or so. So you reserve a time, and then you can immediately join the Fastlane for priority access. It almost sounds like
everything on your phone.
Right? Yeah. So pretty much, you go. If you're curious about this, if you Google a Six Flags Fastlane updates, you'll see this whole entire page.
And this is how Six Flags parks have operated for a while. Kyle got to experience that at Six Flags Over Georgia, and I've dealt with it too, and I like it.
Right, yeah. So you'll get like a QR code on your phone, and then it's pretty much like the Flash Pass or the Flash Pass system or whatever is what they used, almost pretty much like that. And then you just kind of go through there, and there's even like a video talking a little bit about it and stuff. So there's a lot of details.
I question how it's going to work for us as, for our one-timers and stuff. Are we going to get the fancy schmancy ultimate 90% of your wait time? It doesn't really matter to me, honestly, but I want to say people getting online, getting all pissed off about this, why this, they're taking a step to try to make a bad product better. Cedar Fair's Fastlane, I made improvements last year, but I think that's just because they sold less of them. Cedar Fair's Fastlane has not been good at any park besides Kings Island.
Yeah.
It's the Fastlane lines back up, especially at Cedar Point. This is taking steps to try to remedy that. And if you've been to a Six Flags park, even in the days of Flash Pass, when you had to carry around the little Tamagotchi things,
yeah,
where they were little handheld devices that were only for reserving your rides, it worked super well. If you booked, I don't know, Batman the Ride, and it said you can ride in 30 minutes, you watch that thing tick down, you go to the ride, they scan you in, and you're on the ride then in 2 minutes.
Right.
Like, it worked so well.
Right.
And then you can hop on rides that don't really have as much of a line. You can hop on the Scrambler. You can be in line for something while you get something to eat. Before you go to Farmhouse, make sure you book your time for Millennium And when you get out of Farmhouse, you'll go walk right on Millennium. Like it works very, very well.
Yeah.
So I think this is really good. And having 2 tiers, the fast lane reserve, that's going to be obviously cheaper. And that gives people that otherwise maybe wouldn't be able to afford fast lane an opportunity to afford it and have just a better time at the park.
Right. Cedar Point, still same wristband, same old.
Yeah. So anyway, Cedar Point's not changing after that whole spiel, but
I mean, maybe they will next year. Who knows?
This is definitely a trial. And, it's funny when you mentioned Six Flags St. Louis and what was the other one? Laurent is the other sale park.
Right.
When I saw Six Flags St. Louis was in this list, because this news came out before Enchanted Park. So I'm like, see, they're not selling this park. They wouldn't invest in this for this park if they were getting rid of it.
Maybe it's something they just turn on and turn off. They're like, boop, boop,
Probably.
I don't know.
At Six Flags St. Louis closing day, the Six Flags gods will come and steal all their devices away.
Well, sorry, I got to turn the light switch off. Boop, there you go. Speaking of some new things that are coming in 2026, Schlitterbahn, new Bruffels. Bronfels? I don't know.
New Bronfels. New Bruffels.
New
Bruffels sprouts.
They've got a brand new mat slide water racer
This
coming.
seems so underwhelming for them.
I don't know how to say it.
Washerbahn
racers, right?
I think.
I don't know. So that's cool that they've got new slides coming for 2026, which is
they're just pure simple mat slides, I guess. Whoop-de-doo. I think I saw something where they had mat slides like this before, and they just were past their service life, and I guess people wanted them back, so they brought back a new version.
Yeah, so that's exciting. There's nothing super crazy on this, but Six Flags Great Adventure is getting obviously the new purple track and everything for whatever's coming next year, coaster wise. They keep teasing that. But they did also say that big changes are also coming to the boardwalk at Six Flags Great Adventure. Yeah, this year. They said there's not like a crazy amount of details. It says they're going to be released soon, but it's going to include new ride experiences, refreshed dining, and additional enhancements. And they showed a cool picture of a coming soon, a reimagined boardwalk, and it's like a little postcard and stuff, and high five from the shore. And so people are going to be able to see that. I believe they're going to be opening up here on March 28th.
Everyone's opens tomorrow.
Yeah,
to pass holders.
Yeah, I mean we're starting to get into that, which is nice. But they posted some photos and stuff, talking a little bit more about it. Again, really nice to see that they're going to be, investing into the parks, and so on and so forth. Also, what's nice, and hopefully, maybe fingers crossed, I think it was Six Flags over. I think it was Six Flags over Texas or Six Flags Fiesta Texas. One of those. They actually offered, or they're going to be offering pass holder like ride nights, maybe, possibly. Yeah, something like that will come back to Cedar Point, and if anyone remembers, Cedar Point used to have where if you had the Platinum Pass, they would have like Platinum Pass ride nights and stuff, and you'd be able to ride, I don't know, Magnum for an hour after the park closed, and you'd be able to ride Steel Vengeance out 1 hour after the park closed, and and then also a lot of the Six Flags parks, and hopefully Cedar Point gets on this chain a little bit, is they're also doing a lot of season pass preview nights, like. There's a lot of first looks. There's a lot of I was looking at one of them, and I think it was Carowinds. It might have been something like that, Carowinds or something, where they're having a pass holder, like the pass holder night, and they're going to be inviting people to go do like a Q&A session and talk to park management.
They're doing like a full town hall type thing.
Like kind of like talk to park management and see like what's going on and so on and so forth, which is, again, I mean, I feel like that's good that you're talking to your fans. I
like that transparency.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the last thing that was announced today is so we finally have some news for Travis Kelce. He's teaming up obviously with Six Flags. If anybody doesn't know,
I was looking back. We did talk about that like 10 episodes ago.
We did, yeah. So, he put a lot of money into the Six Flags stock, and so he owns part of the company, and whatnot and everything. But he is.
Then why did he sell the park in his city then?
Oh, man, I don't know. He hangs out in the Cleveland area now, and
yeah, right. If you can't tell, I'm not a big fan of him.
Fair. He's stepping in as a brand ambassador. So he's going to bring
Mr. Six.
He's going to bring up a hype and humor and his personal life and so on and so forth. He could be possibly popping up into all kinds of different digital contents, social media posts, and fun surprises.
I want a redo of the Mr. Six commercial with Travis Kelce playing Mr. Six.
Would you like Travis Kelce a little bit more than if he did that?
In this realm, but I still can't stand him in the sports world.
Okay, fair.
That signed a salty Cleveland fan.
I'm just saying, maybe it'd be like, hey, come hang out with blah blah blah, and come meet Travis Kelce.
Him and his brother do a podcast. Maybe we can collab.
Well, not after you were just completely
Listen, the guy was born and raised in Cleveland, but he only cares about Cleveland when it's convenient for him. Okay,
fair. I mean, behind the curtain, when Evan and I did go to I think the Guardians home opener.
It was the Guardians home opener in 2024,
and everyone was cheering him and stuff and everything, and we were the only ones that were booing and putting our thumbs down and stuff.
And they made such a big deal out of this. Well, him and his brother.
Yeah, right.
And they made such a big deal out of this, and I'm like, why? This dude torched the Browns in the playoffs like 2 years ago. Why do we like him?
Yeah. So
he's from Cleveland. So we're a lot of athletes. Steph Curry's from Akron. Y'all don't cheer for him.
Right. Wait. He really is. I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah, he's from Akron too. Isn't that funny?
I did not know that. Nice.
Or he was born in Akron, or I don't know.
Nice. Well, Kyle, we got invited to a sweet media day. Unfortunately, Evan and I, we have jobs and we're not down south or anything. But you want to talk a little bit more about what you got to experience?
Yeah, I got to go out to the media debut of Galacticoaster at Legoland Florida Resort. Their new indoor art engineering spinning launch coaster, baby Guardians of the Galaxy, if you will. And it was really, really, really good. First of all, obviously thank you for having us out. They had some festivities for us. They had they had interviews available with park leadership, and they had a couple new food offerings, Evan. So they had
my ears perked up.
Nice.
Yeah, they had chefs out there to interview and talk to. So I guess we'll start at the beginning. We arrived at Legoland. Their media day, it was an odd time. It was on a Thursday at like 3 p.m.
Oh wow.
Okay.
But it ran until 9 p.m. So basically we had 6 hours on this thing.
Okay.
If you wanted to use them all. But there was no scheduled stops. It was very much just explore at your own pace. And then they ended up leaving some of the park open for us too. But
nice.
We checked in and they gave us a little fanny pack, a little swag bag with some stuff in it.
Nice.
And, inside was a coupon. This attraction, with the rollout of this attraction, they're debuting 2 new food items. So inside was a little coupon to try one of the 2 new food items.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. One of them was a chicken sandwich, just I think like a hot honey chicken sandwich or something. And the other one was an ice cream sundae. So I opted for the ice cream sundae.
I saw a lot of posts with the ice cream sundae online.
Yeah, it was good. But I mean, let's get into this, right? I don't know what I was expecting. But whatever I was expecting, this thing exceeded it 10 times.
Really?
It was so good. Not even just the ride itself. The ride itself is phenomenal, but they have a Disney level Lego minifigure animatronic in the briefing room of this ride. The whole premise of this ride is you are in a spaceport you are being recruited because when you're on vacation, you can never just sit around. You have to help somebody with something.
Okay.
There is an asteroid that is threatening the Lego galaxy.
Oh.
And the only substance hard enough to break it up is the Lego separator. You know, those little orange pretty pry bars that you get.
I love that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this commander, this Lego spaceman, implores us to build the fastest ship we can come up with and get out there and blow the asteroid up so that it does not impact Lego City.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Evan, I know that you haven't been on Guardians of the Galaxy, but Karsten,
Yeah.
when you walk in that main queue room and there's like the ramps going up and then you look up and there's a big screen on the ceiling.
Yeah.
They have one of those in the mission briefing room, like same kind of deal.
Ooh.
And they have the big animatronic and it just looks so good. It looks phenomenal.
Okay.
And then you go through. So that's the room where the main pre-show takes place. And then the next room you go into, you actually design your spaceship. And then after that, you load onto the ride.
Okay.
There's some pretty good technology involved in this ride too. Not only is it a spinning ride, so you know they're heavy trains because it's not unlocked; it's a controlled spin.
Okay.
There, a lot of technology there, but also right before you leave the room where you design your spaceship, they give you a little RFID band to wear. Honestly, it looks identical to the power-up bands at Epic Universe. I think it's the same company.
Okay.
I saw that and thought the same thing.
Yep. And you tap your little RFID band on the screen after you build your spaceship, and it saves your design. And then at the start of the ride, you park in front of a screen, and there's technology in the screen that reads your RFID band and transmits the actual, like through augmented reality, like the spaceship that you've designed with you piloting it. It
Ooh.
like it builds around you with the
That's
bricks
so
and everything
cool.
that you chose. And then from there, the ride rotates back to facing forward, and then you launch and you go through the ride. And inside the show, like even up to this point, you can drop this thing at like Disney or Universal, and it can go toe to toe with the best of theming of what they have.
Okay.
Like when I tell you they had to have spent so much money on this thing, like
not one but two. They're building one in Hollywood too, or wherever in California.
in California, like they spared no expense on this thing. Apparently, I talked to somebody there, and apparently this has been a project, an ongoing project for them for like 5 years.
Wow.
So they've been working on it for a long time. But when I tell you this thing can go toe to toe with the best of Universal and Disney, it really can. But like even right there, if it stopped and there was nothing in the building and it was just black, it would still be a great attraction. But then there's screens in the building and there's actual physical set pieces, and oh my god, it's just so good. My only complaint, I wish it was 15 seconds longer.
I did see the POV and I was like, ooh. I was like, it's already done.
It is,
I'm like,
it's
no.
it's a bit short.
But for a park like Legoland, perfect.
It's perfect.
They don't need anything more.
That's
just
their only coaster, right? Like that's their first coaster? Or no?
No, they have other coasters.
Oh, they did? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have a dragon coaster. They have
a little wooden coaster.
They have a little
Really?
little wooden coaster called Rorosaurus.
Wow. I always thought Legoland didn't have any coasters.
Yeah, Coastersaurus is actually a pretty decent little woody. It's the only truly full wooden coaster in the state of Florida.
Interesting.
Yeah, now that White Lightning got the what do they call that track from GCI?
Beat track. Or the Section 208 track or whatever.
Titan track from GCI, and then the RMC track went on Mind Blower, which didn't fix it. That ride still sucks.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
But yeah, obviously, if anybody follows me on Instagram or we're friends on Facebook, I did post our POV because they had all the trains rigged up with cameras.
Nice.
So if you want to actually see what I'm talking about, go take a look. But yeah, I mean, we got our fun little media credentials, and it's always a fun environment when you're opening a new ride. But I feel like there was a lot of mystery surrounding this ride, and everybody was like, well, we know it's an indoor coaster, but we don't know much more about it.
Mm-hmm.
Legoland was very quiet about it. They marketed it like crazy, but they didn't really say much about it.
I was gonna say there wasn't like at IAPA because Kyle, you were at IAPA. Did they really talk a lot about it at IAPA last year?
Yeah, they did actually a full conference, not on the show floor, but in one of the rooms. They did like a full hour thing. I didn't go to it.
Okay.
But,
interesting.
Yeah, it was. I didn't see anybody, whether they were 8 or 80, come off of that thing and not smiling. Everybody loved
That's
it.
awesome.
And
That'll be good for the park.
When you were a park opening a new ride, that is exactly what you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody coming off with a smile on their face. Yeah.
Is it fair to say, and I don't want to say that they're ripping Disney off with Guardians of the Galaxy, but you know how Lego, like you have the Batman franchise, right? But then there was Lego Batman, and it was kind of the simplified version of Batman as far as the build sets and the story and da-da-da-da. Is it fair to say like they follow the theme there with Guardians of the Galaxy? Like they see this great, amazing coaster and they're going to Lego-fy it. And it's going to be the simpler, more family-friendly version.
Yeah, and they use, their own IP and storylines they could get away with. But yeah, I mean, essentially when you rip out everything else and you get down to the bare bones, it's a very similar ride to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Lego.
The controlled spinning, even the train design, the seats feel very similar.
That's crazy.
Does it have custom soundtracks like Guardians of the Galaxy, or is it like having different soundtracks and stuff? Or?
It actually has onboard audio on the trains.
Okay. Is it a different song each ride?
No, it's not a song. It's a verbal talking track.
Okay.
Like Big Bear Mountain.
2, 1. Here we go. All right, to your left. Watch out for the Astro. Like that sort of thing.
Okay. Cool.
Bear right.
Yeah.
No, bear left.
Yeah. Yeah, just like Big Bear Mountain.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, me and my friends got like 20 rides on this thing. Oh my god, it's so good.
That's awesome. And I know Legoland is kind of outside of Orlando theme park area proper, but man, this makes me want to take the extra trip.
Yeah, right.
Especially as somebody who hasn't ridden Guardians of the Galaxy yet,
It's about 45 minutes ish from the theme park bubble, depending on traffic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got to be a full day then.
Getting there, from SeaWorld, because I left straight from work. Getting there took me about an hour and 10 minutes or so. But then coming home, I made it home in like 33 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
I don't know. It's going to happen one of these days, especially as a Lego fan. And I mean, that's like 4 or 5 credits I'm missing.
Did you buy any Legos?
Park rides too.
I did. I bought my dad a Lego set he'd been wanting. I called him and told him, I was like, hey, you've been looking for this, and they have it. And he Venmo'd me immediately.
Nice. What was it?
No words, just Venmo.
It was the Gringotts Bank, like the big, big, expensive Gringotts Bank set with the dragon up top. And the coaster underneath. Yeah.
Nice. So wait, do they have like other, like they have stuff that like you can't find anywhere else kind of thing at their shop?
They do have specific to Legoland sets, but then they also just have a lot of general sets too. I mean, they have Disney sets and Harry Potter, Marvel, all that. Like anything they sell in a Lego store, they sell there. But little pro tip that I'll tell, and then it'll ruin it. Those Lego stores they're Lego stores, but they're not owned by Lego. They're owned by Merlin. So because they're not owned by Lego, you cannot check the stock levels online. But the flip side of that is I feel like a lot of people don't think to go to Legoland to get their Legos. So they have a lot of retired sets that are really hard to find.
Ooh, okay.
Like for instance, the Lego Gringotts I bought my dad. It retails for like $429 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's been sold out on Lego's website for 4 months. You cannot find it in store. The only way to get it is resellers, and even the cheapest of resellers is selling it for like $900. Oh
my God.
So if there's ever a set you've been after that was recently retired within like the last year or so, or is really hard to find, there's a better than not chance that they will have it at Legoland.
They have the Stranger Things Krill House?
They did, actually. Yeah.
They did? Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Evan, you want to go to Legoland?
I mean, I do.
That's like
the
selling me
gears
right
have
there.
been turning. I'll tell you what.
Oh, like, whoa, dang. Okay, nice, good stuff.
Well,
Good little tidbit there, Kyle. I'm glad you were able to attend too, because you said we got invited, and I'm like, well, and it's nice that we were able to attend. So, thanks for attending. Evan, you got to go to Niagara Falls,
finally
right?
take a trip.
Yeah, you finally took a trip. You didn't use your Gone Wild or whatever it's called.
Go Wild, yeah.
Or Go Wild,
last
yeah.
episode, if you remember, I said I don't know. I might go to Universal on it would have been March 7th, or we were talking about going to Niagara Falls. I don't know. Well, we decided to go to Niagara Falls. A lot of backstory that doesn't matter for this show, but we decided to go to Niagara Falls for the weekend. But what we decided to do was we were going to take our dog. So we found a cheap Airbnb that was pet friendly.
Nice.
And it was just a little bit off the main strip there. And we took our dog up there, and it was, we went for long walks along the falls, and it was a lot of fun just from that aspect. And the falls were beautiful. Even though it was warmer out, the falls were still like completely snow covered. There's tons of ice. It did not look like Niagara Falls in the summer, right? Mm-hmm. It was really cool. But from a theme park aspect, first on Saturday afternoon, it was kind of a rainy, crappy day, so I took a little ride in the car over to Marineland, what's left of it. Marineland was a theme park that you can see from Niagara Falls. You could see their Power Tower ride. It's pretty iconic, actually. They closed, I think, following the 2024 season. Following 2023 season, they stopped operating their rides. In 2024, they were very, very limited and just had a few animals. And it was like SeaWorld gone bad, I guess. Like, it was just it wasn't a great place. Tons of animal rights issues and But they had a big Aero multi-looping coaster, completely custom made for their park, and quite iconic ride, I would say. Very hard ride to see from anywhere. So I wanted to try to find it. And turns out there's a road that goes all the way around the park, and you can see it from one of those roads.
Oh, cool.
Boy, they had a ton of property. Oh my God. I mean, I could see what the vision was way back when of making it like Disneyland of Niagara Falls. This place was huge. It's really a shame that it didn't work out how it was supposed to. And they should have gone the theme park route and not the marine park route. But I did. I was at that park once when I was 4. I didn't ride Dragon Mountain, but I got to see it finally. So that was cool. And there's still all the park signage up, and there's a sign at the corner of the 2 streets that says Marineland closed for the season, just like they closed up shop at the end of 2024, and they were expecting to open in 2025, and then they didn't. It's just kind of sad. It's kind of stuck in time. There's still a few animals on property too, which is kind of scary and sad to think about.
I think wasn't there like a news report or something about SeaWorld possibly rescuing those.
Yeah.
There's 4 United States-based aquariums that, as soon as the red tape is cleared, are all going to join forces and
rescue
get the rest of them.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Good.
And SeaWorld is specifically SeaWorld Orlando is one of them.
Oh, cool.
Very good.
Well, that's good.
Is it the beluga whales?
Yes.
Because Marineland was kind of known for their beluga whales, because there was a meet and greet, and I remember petting a beluga whale when I was 4. That's one of my earliest memories. But I did see there was like 3 or 4 cars in the parking lot, and I would assume those were the workers taking care of whatever's left. It's really sad and disturbing beside the amusement park side of things, but
because you see how run down it is and stuff, and you're like, oh wow, I feel so bad
for it was open
for the animals, Yeah,
it's really heart wrenching, and then from an amusement park standpoint, you see the Power Tower. I don't remember what they called it. From literally everywhere in Niagara Falls, you can see this ride, and it's like, damn,
that would have been cool to be up on that too. Yeah,
I know. I know my mom and I think my aunt rode it.
Okay,
God, way back when I was 4. I know they rode Dragon Mountain, and man, that's just one of those like.
Did your mom did she like Dragon Mountain, or was it?
No, it was awful.
It was really rough and everything. That was a homemade kind of coaster-ish, kind of.
Nope, it was Arrow.
I mean, like Arrow built it, but I thought it was like they wanted to do like all these crazy things, and
They wanted to. I don't think that didn't really happen. It was pretty, as far as what inversions were on the ride, it was pretty cookie cutter. It just was more it followed the terrain more, and they just kind of stuck inversions where they could.
okay,
It was
okay.
a weird ride. Look it up. It's a very strange ride.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't like Vortex or something like that. It was weird. But that's one of those rides that's like, man, I wish I had that credit.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, but what I did ride in Niagara Falls from an amusement park standpoint, and what is actually open, is it's called Niagara Takes Flight. It opened in August of 2025, so we just missed it when we went for boys trip. I think it opened like a week or two later.
Oh, dang. Okay.
It's down by the Horseshoe Falls. There's a building called the Table Rock Center, and if you're familiar with the Niagara Falls region, that's where you can go to do the journey behind the falls. There's a couple really fancy restaurants in there, a couple souvenir shops. There's a good parking area to see the Horseshoe Falls. What they did was they opened up a indoor flying theater, similar to, I believe, SeaWorld Orlando just recently opened one up, but theirs was made by Mock Rides, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know who made the one in Niagara Falls. It wasn't Mock, but the lead designer or the lead engineer, project manager, worked on Soarin' at Disneyland, California. So this is a newer age version of that, but I thought it was just going to be, you buy your ticket, you go up to a doorway and you get on the ride, and that was it. And it was just going to be a soaring over Niagara Falls. Oh, it's so much more than that. While that is obviously the main show, it's a trip over Niagara Falls, and it's a flying theater like Soarin' or Expedition Odyssey at SeaWorld Orlando. There's a full pre-show. First, they kind of take you in a room, and Native American culture is very prominent in Niagara Falls. It's very important up there. So they kind of tell a story about that and how the natives believe Niagara Falls was formed. And then they take you into another pre-show room with a big screen, and they kind of tell a story about how Niagara Falls was almost industrialized. And that was in the time of like the War of 1812, and it almost became just factories and not a tourist destination. And then the Niagara Parks Commission was created, and that saved it, became a tourist destination. Big dramatic show, and it really quite impressive. And then there's yet another pre-show that reminded me, in Escape from Gringotts, you ride the fake elevator down to the cellar or whatever, the vault, to the vaults. They kind of do that same thing, not as dramatic, but like the screens on the side as the elevator going down, and you can kind of sort of feel the room, quote unquote, moving.
Okay.
Again, not as dramatic, but
sounds like they did a lot though, instead of just putting in a ride.
This had to have been like a $30 or $40 million investment. Like,
wow,
this thing is insane. And then you get down there, and they're talking about, like, it becomes more of a theme park ride at that point, where it's like we're going deeper below the falls than anybody's ever gone before. And we're gonna harness the power of water and experience flight, something stupid like that. But so you get on the ride, and it's soaring over Niagara Falls, and it's super cool.
Is there really any fog or mist or anything that?
Yeah, and of course, whenever the video is real, it's not AI or anything. It definitely drone footage from over the last couple of years. They get so close to the falls. I can't.
That's cool.
If their drone operator wasn't like perfect, they definitely would have lost drones into the waterfalls. They got super close.
Wow.
But when the footage gets close to the falls, you feel the mist and and they don't just fly around the falls. They fly around the neighboring areas, gardens, and they show Niagara Falls in the winter. They show Niagara Falls in the fall, the spring, and the summer. And it's really, really fun. I think after the Canadian dollar to US dollar conversion, it was like $25.
Okay.
So yeah, it was super cool. Totally recommend it if you're in the area, especially just to do it once.
I was gonna say, how was taking the dog over the border, like where the border security
So
TSA
they didn't
or whatever?
they didn't care, like literally at all.
Okay.
The going into Canada, they didn't even look at the dog, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Coming back into America, that guy was kind of played like bad cop. He's like, what are you looking at? Kind of.
Okay. Okay.
But he was just goofing around.
Okay.
But
good.
In case you don't get a border agent that doesn't care. Going into Canada, if you do bring your dog, you are supposed to get a certificate of health from your vet. And at least for our vet, those are only good for 14 days. So that's kind of what went into going when we did.
Good to know.
And you also, obviously, the dog needs to be up to date on shots and have record of shots. So if you're thinking about taking your dog up there or anything, that's good to know.
Good to know.
But yeah, it was super cool. Niagara Falls in general, super fun. I thought since it was the off season, it would be kind of slow and things would close early. No, Clifton Hill was full blast like it was the summer, except the Burger King coaster was closed for off season.
I was going to say, they did maintenance on that? They did maintenance on that?
There was tarps over the trim brakes.
Okay, fair.
And the train wasn't on the track.
Maybe they need to, maybe something, yeah.
Yeah. But like, we're thinking, oh yeah, I'm sure like the fun houses and the mini golfs were going to close at like 6 or something. No. Everything was
Did
open.
You ride the Boo Blaster or whatever?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
Restaurants were open till like 3 a.m. Like normal. Like it was the middle of summer and it wasn't very busy up there. So if you want to go to Niagara Falls and not deal with the crowds, go on a weekend in March before spring break. And nobody's going to go there for spring break. They're going to go to Orlando for spring break. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. The falls were absolutely beautiful in the winter, and we had good weather. And we had an Airbnb for 2 nights for $200.
Nice, good stuff.
Yeah. So this turned into a long episode.
It did turn into a long episode. That's all right though, because we'll take next week off and then come back the following week or so.
Happy opening weekend to Carowinds.
Yeah, right. Finally, yep. The Six Flags parks are starting to open up a little bit, and things like that. By the way, when Saturday rolls around, 56 days until Cedar Point opens, or I'll give it to you. Break it down a little bit. 1 month and 25 days, or if you're like, I'll just give me weeks. 8 weeks.
8 weeks
on Saturday.
Very good.
Eight
good.
weeks. So we're getting
almost there.
We're getting close. We're getting close.
Kyle can ride stuff whenever he wants.
Yeah, right. Like tonight, he's like, "Oh, I was gonna go," and then all of a sudden, but it was raining, so I'm just gonna join you guys instead.
It was rainy. I didn't want to go out tonight.
No.
All right, Kyle, let's close it out, my friend, and
like we said, I don't know if we'll be back next week or not. So maybe we'll see you in 2 weeks. But thanks for listening. That's all I got.
Yep, same as Kyle. You probably just heard my dog bark. She was saying goodbye, and thank you for listening to her little report about Niagara Falls. And thank you for listening. See you in a couple weeks.
And thanks for listening to us. Make sure you rate us and tell a friend to listen to us. We really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to the Rundown on Fun. Don't forget to follow us on social media for all the latest updates from Six Flags Entertainment. And remember, always be kind to your ride operators. See you soon.